Hey everybody, it's Coach Matt Ellis over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, Cranston, Rhode Island. Just got done with a great day of training. It's Monday, it's 3 weeks before the state championship meet going on here for the indoor season in Rhode Island. Just got finished up with our training for our throwers and our other athletes today. Really starting to taper down, starting to deload their workouts so that they have plenty of energy and that they have plenty of pop and plenty of excitement, and they're ready to go for that state championship meet and the big meets at the end of the year. This is also the time of the year where we really focus on their form and their technique, and we really back off of the heavy weight and the heavy weight training in the weight room. Okay? It's also a perfect time to do our free clinics. We're going to constantly remind you guys, it's coming up this Sunday, it's the first one, February 6th from 1 to 2:30, totally free shot put clinic. And the Sunday after that, Sunday, February 13th from 1 to 2:30, 100% completely free shot put clinic. It's going to be at the new indoor track next to Central High School. Same place for you guys are having all the big meets, freshman, JV, varsity state championship, your class meet, your division meet, all being held up there. So it's a great chance for you guys to get in some extra practice and to actually use the circles and get used to the circles that you're going to be using during your big meets at the end of the year. All right, video 4 today deals with the finish of the throw and the shot put and the discus. We're going to continue on with this series of common faults and corrections through the end of the week, and then we're going to continue on doing other throwing events other than the shot and the discus for the rest of the time that we do this. We're going to try to put out 3 videos a week, so please subscribe to this channel. That way you get an email via YouTube that the new video is out. You guys can watch it, get a new tip every other day, something you can go out, implement during your practices, and you can improve every single day. So today we're talking about actually finishing the throw and the shot and finishing the throw and the discus. First couple of videos talked about all lower body, ways that you can properly get in a good power position and ways that you can finish by turning the feet, using that left side, and get your hips and your shoulders squared right down the middle of that throwing section. Well, today we have to talk about the finish. Up until this point, our arms have just been kind of along for the ride. The right hand, because I'm a right-handed thrower, has been holding the shot put with the elbow nice and high the whole way through the back of the circle, into the power position, and even as you came around and you got your shoulders and your hips down the middle of that sector, the shot was up here in the hand, elbow was up. My non-throwing hand, my left hand, was just out in front of me the whole time. All right, it's back behind me, away from my body to get my weight over the back, to get all my weight behind the power leg. As we turned up and our hips and our shoulders went down that throwing sector, it was right up in front of me. Now we just have to talk about the finish. And the finish, believe it or not, is a huge issue that I see with a lot of throwers. Here's the reason why. No one really knows what to do with this left side when they finish. Everybody knows in the shot they have to push that ball and flick their fingers to the outside. So right-handed throwers, the hand flicks off to the right. No one really knows what to do with this left side. The left side for a lot of people is pretty inactive. Just kind of flops down and hangs there. This we need to make into a much more active grouping. We need to make this left side just as active as the left foot and the left leg that we talked about in the previous videos. So how do we do it? Well, if I'm throwing towards you, okay, my feet are pointed right towards you, you're in the middle of that sector. Feet are pointed towards you, my hips are pointed towards you, and my shoulders and my chest are pointed towards you. That means the shot and the discus is going to go right down the middle. What do we do with this left side? Well, check this out. As you go to finish, you're going to pull that elbow in. Okay, so you're going to pull that elbow in and down the side of your body and then finish your throw. Why is this so important? Well, as we pull the elbow in, it's a very violent, very fast movement. And as we pull it in, you can see that there's a stretch that occurs across the chest and shoulders. As we pull in, the right hand starts to move. If you just do this at home, you relax, you pull the elbow in, and the right arm starts to move on its own. It's already getting that ball moving, so it's a lot easier for us to push. Now, the problem that I see with a lot of athletes has to deal with having a very inactive left arm. So as they go to throw, as they come around in that power position, the left arm just kind of drags and drops down. Well, you can see what happens. As that left arm drags and drops down, the shoulder drops with it, the right shoulder comes way up in the air, and they start leaning off to the side. They lean off to the side, they lose their balance. As they lose their balance, they're not pushing with those big muscle groups anymore. The hips aren't forward, and they're not pushing with the chest and with the legs. They're throwing with their shoulder. Also, you can see that their body is not over that toe board like it should be. Their hips and their chest need to get way out over that toe board to add those few extra inches. The other problem that I see has to deal with the left arm. Instead of pulling in, the left arm comes around and gets thrown way up in the air. Okay, so instead of coming down, it's thrown way off to the side. Now this isn't as bad as coming down because your shoulders are still level, but look what happens to the path of that shot put. If you had a bird's eye view and you were looking down on that thrower, the shot put needs to stay as linear of a movement as possible. As you land in that power position, that ball has been coming backwards in a straight line the whole time. But when you land in the power position and you throw that left arm, you're now turning that linear movement into a circular movement. So from a bird's eye view, it's going to look like a question mark, where it's going to go down the middle of the circle, and then the shot's going to come out and loop around before it's thrown. And that's not an efficient path. Think if you were going to be throwing or shooting a cannonball out of a cannon. You'd want a cannon that's as straight and as long as possible. That way you get a great push on the cannonball with as little friction, as little drag as possible. You would never buy a cannon or use a cannon that had a twist in the barrel. The cannonball's not going to go anywhere. It's the same idea. You need to keep that shot put in a nice linear motion. And the way we do that is by bringing the elbow in. As we bring the elbow in, the chest raises up in the air, the hips get way over the toe board, and we're able to push that ball a lot easier. A great way that you can do a cue on this, more of a physical cue, it's something that I work with all of my shot put and discus throwers, is bringing the hand in and punching yourself in the shoulder. Trying to punch yourself in the shoulder, punch yourself in the shoulder every time you throw that shot. Okay? If your hand's coming down, obviously you can't punch yourself in the shoulder. If the elbow's flying way out to the side, you're not going to be able to punch yourself in the shoulder. So instead, the feet are down the middle of the sector, the hips are down the middle of the sector, the legs are starting to extend, the shoulders are coming around. Punch yourself in the shoulder, and that's going to ensure that you're releasing the ball at the right angle, you're releasing the ball as fast as you can, and your hips and your shoulders are way out over that toe board and giving you those extra couple inches that you need for a PR or to go from third place to second place. Hey, maybe even get first place. Don't forget, guys, we've got that free clinic coming up. All the information is going to be at the end of this video. We hope to see you there. It's Sunday, February 6th, Sunday, February 13th at the new indoor track next to Central High School. Can't wait to see you guys. Come in, show up, completely free. You guys get all of this type of training for 3 hours combined between the 2 days. Hope to see you there.